I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Moving on to the citizens' opportunity for comment. Public comment reminder, citizens' opportunity to address the council on items not on the agenda. This agenda item is set aside for comments from the public on topics of the city's business, other than those listed on the agenda. Please understand that the council will not take action on your comments at this meeting, in accordance with the Iowa's Open Meetings Law. The mayor and city council welcome comments from the public pursuant to adopted rules of procedure of the Alleman City Council. At no time is it appropriate to use profane, obscene, and slanderous language. The mayor may limit each speaker to 5 minutes. So having that, I see that we have 2 members of the community here. This is your opportunity to address council on any on your
On my list?
got a big list.
Oh, yes and no. 2 or 3 things. I was talking with Sherry. One of them is about the website and how it's being used. And I was talking to Sherry a little bit last Tuesday about how the emails. And I feel that more emails, the city should be sending out more emails. Because right now they're sending out for some of the public activities and stuff, but I think they should also be sending out emails about the council meeting and the work session, and also with the agendas attached to it. Just so everybody in town, at least everybody on that email list, can get that information. They don't have to go looking for it, and it'd be a nice reminder, because how many people in town even realize what day the meeting is and what time.
Well, if they don't know by now, that's their problem. They
So
don't know
you're-
the second Monday every month.
And
Third
it has,
Monday
it
every
has
month.
been for 40, 50 years, but
They
it
don't
wouldn't
know that by
hurt,
now, Mike, that's,
it wouldn't hurt for that information to be put out
they
there.
know how to get up here.
So you don't want that information
No,
out there?
I'm just saying, you're like, you act like we don't put nothing out. We put
I
stuff
know
out.
stuff gets put
But
out there.
people
but
should
it
know
would be
that,
nice.
that we have a meeting the second and third Monday every month. It's been going on, like you said, 40, 50 years.
Right,
Information
So-
is at the bottom of the newsletter that gets sent out every month too with the emails.
okay.
Those dates, I always change the date so it's the correct for each month.
Well, I still feel it wouldn't hurt for that email to go out with it. With all the other ones that are going out there with information, I think that's information that everybody in town should be given to them, as well as what's going out there. And then while I was looking around down there, I noticed that when I was using my phone, I went out there to find the city of Alleman, the menu for where to find things on the website is different than when I was doing lookup from home on my computer. I don't know if that was because I was going to different websites or the fact that it was reformatting things, but the wording was different too. So I don't know if it was something about the formatting that it changes because it's going to a phone or what, I don't know. I think that's something that should be looked into, because at least the menu, where everything was out on the menu, should have been the same. Maybe the wording a little bit different, at least everything on the menu should have been pointing to the same place, and it wasn't. Because I said, okay, what I'm looking at on my phone is not here on the website. But I found it someplace else on the website.
I think Leslie works evenings for me, so when he calls me, it's on he's doing it, I do check it on my phone, because that's all that I have at home. And I found it's pretty comparable. It's different because it's formatted differently because of the size of the
Right. The
device.
formatting would change, but where it's located on the menu itself to go look shouldn't be changed.
Yeah.
It should be the same no matter whether you're using your phone or your.
Formats all the
So. And the other thing was a year ago with all of the filling in the ditches and the storm, making the storm sewers, I said I'd be back because what's happening is exactly what I said would happen. My backyard is got a continual flow of water now. It used to be, it had to take 4 or 5 inches for me to get any water back there. Now it's continuous, it doesn't stop. Because what has happened is, when they were putting all those pipes in, everybody, at least in that section right there that comes, that's in the pipes for me, coming at me, they hooked up their sub pumps and their septic tanks to the pipe.
Not septic tanks.
Yes, there's at least one septic tank that I know of that got hooked up.
So,
Oh,
No, that
sump
is,
pumps
the new
and
system.
That is
the
correct.
new
There is-
systems.
we did permit.
I would love to, because when I was talking to the guy who was installing it, he says, well, it's approved by the state DNR. I says, well, let's see when the DNR people come up here and put the glass underneath there and take a drink of it.
Well, we can't really question the state of Iowa.
Right.
On that
But it's the
situation.
fact that-
If
the
they
fact that
approve
all
it, they
that-
approve it. I think I can see your point with, sump pumps and any other water situation going down there that it's, I suppose, a lot more than what it used to be, but.
Well, there was nothing before. To get any water back there, it took at least a 4 or 5 inch rain to get any water back there. And now, just the half inch, that first half inch we got on Thursday, it was starting to go across underneath my deck and across the playground back there. And that always took a lot more rain than a half an inch of rain. And like I said, it hasn't, since spring.
It's basically on lot line, correct?
No, that's deeded city property where we are.
That, all that property back, or all that old alleyway was given back to this property owners back in the 80s. I've got the documentation.
Okay, we should definitely have that so the city can have a copy of that. We were operating
I
off
was
of.
just a copy of what the city had, so somewhere it disappeared.
Well, I mean, we
But
need to
it's
find
still-
that, we
yeah.
need to find that information out, I don't know where we go from there.
According to the county GIS, that's deeded city property, and that's what we have to operate on, is what the county GIS system says.
What- It's
So
the
if
same
there's-
one that you elect, your assessors.
Yeah, if there's conflicting information, then we need to address that between
And
the
you
city
say
and
the
the
water's
county.
going down your, it's going down that right away or your
Between
yard?
between me and Kathy.
And it's
Between me and
going,
Kathy.
but it's going down
Yeah.
the right of way. Okay.
And that has always been a waterway for heavy rains. And I've been in that house for over 40 years, and I knew if we got the heavy rains, there was gonna be water back there, but within a day or so, it was gone, and everything was dried up. Now it's continuous.
Is it eventually going down and then going back to,
By the time it gets down, I'm not sure how you're familiar with it back there, but before Dave died, he put a tall birdhouse up.
Yep.
Right back there in those trees.
yeah,
By the time it gets there, at least so far, I'm not sure how much longer it's gonna take to get that ground saturated, but it's pretty much into the ground by it gets to that point. It's still wet, but it's not standing
yeah,
water.
standing water.
But at this rate, by the end of the summer, that's all gonna be saturated, it's gonna be even farther down. And I can't mow back there or anything,
That's why
so.
we drought. And we're not, we're really, wouldn't ask you to mow our right of way,
Well, from my point of view, it's not, so.
I don't know, which side of the dead tree is that? Never dead tree back there, but I keep seeing a white trunk tree back there.
You're talking about my old tree, it came down 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It came down 2 years ago.
Where's it?
It's on the north side, the north side of that.
North side of the
where
tree.
he's talking that the water's running.
Well, pretty much if you just walk underneath the power lines
Okay.
that run down there between all the houses. That's
I'll
where
get
it's
down
at.
there next time it rains and, get a bird's eye on it.
And it's gotta be their sump pumps, because I've looked on the other side of the road where it comes from the other end,
Yep,
and
I'll buy her
about
house.
the outlet that's over near her.
Yeah,
And the inlet that's across the street from me, they're still full of mud. So there's been no water running to those. So it's gotta be the sump pumps. And as much water was coming, I'm just wondering if people have directed the downspouts towards those grates. Because that was, for only half an inch of rain, that was a lot of water coming down through there.
Did we allow any sump pumps to be hooked onto that?
Yeah, there are 9 sump pumps.
It was in the plans.
Well, there are only 5 sump pumps on the upstream side of his property. So yes, there will be continuous flow in there if there are some sump pumps running. And that's the way the engineer had designed that. So It's not sitting in the pipes or in the ditch, it's all flowing to that overland. Section.
We have had substantial amounts of rain this spring that are outside of normal parameters for sure. Yeah, we got the water flowing that used to just sit in people's yards. So, it's gonna be different. And, if we've created a problem, it's something we can look at.
But for the 2 or 3 weeks before last Thursday, it hadn't rained, but there was still water flowing. And the sump pumps up in that, I'm not sure about the south end of town where in the estates, but I know up in the north end of town, the sump pumps run year round, no matter whether it's wet season or drought, even in the drought seasons.
There's gotta be springs in these fields here.
Yeah,
Pushing water everywhere.
It went right underneath my house.
no, that's right, 'cause you got at least 2 of them in your house
Yeah,
too.
yes.
You can hear the water flowing, you used to be able to hear the water flowing in your basement.
Yes,
So,
yes.
But the water's not collected in your yard, you're just concerned about the constant water running down.
it's there, and the water's, I consider that my yard. Now, between me and Kathy, it's questionable as to where the actual lot line is, but we consider that our yard. But there is continually water flowing down through there.
Okay, is there anything else on your agenda, sir?
That was it.
Yeah.
That was,
I'll get there and look at it after rain and a few days after.
you could look at it tonight on your way home.
Okay.
There's water flowing right now.
I surely will. Because I had concerns about that whole outlet of our pipe going into your yard, and they went out and did some digging and to get it to run more right down the middle. Before it was kind of wanting to get over into your yard and where you had some landscape timbers and I don't know what was in there, maybe some colored bark or something in there. And Logan went and addressed that, so.
And part of that is because those grasses that are growing behind Kathy's garage have spread out far enough that it's raised it up, so it's turned, it used to go right straight down through there.
Yeah.
We're very
We
limited
talked
as
about
to where we
that
can.
should have been cleaned out a little bit.
Yeah, so
He
we're
did.
very, I had the company come back out, they did more digging, but we're very limited on what we can do right there because of the underground utilities.
Yeah.
And so actually, where that outlet, where that flare dam section is currently, there was actually an old pedestal unit, pedestal box that had old copper lines in it, and unfortunately one fiber optic line that we found out. But needless to say, there are other utilities in there that we've got to be aware of, and we've got to be careful of. Otherwise, in the future, if something needs to be assessed, we need to take that to the engineer, have them figure something out, and then we would need to call for relocations based on the engineer's specifications.
My only, at this point, you can't go back and unhook all the sump pumps and everything, so my suggestion would be, as at the end of that outlet, just dig down the 4 foot to the county tile. That way that continuous water that's flowing from the sump pumps can go right down into there and not be flowing across the ground.
Okay, any other questions, council? Thank you for your time, Mr. Parsons. We will maybe discuss it with one of the council, and we'll put it on for next Monday night. And we have our little impromptu talk. But, Mr. Ross, we can everything, you just observe, very good.
Just here.
Okay, that concludes the Citizens for Opportunity for Comment. Now we'll move on down to the next item is the receive and file Polk County Sheriff's Office report. Everybody got that? Questions, comments, discussion? With the officer who's here?
What fire did you have?
I was looking at that too. It must not have been anything terribly huge because I hadn't heard about it either. So it either happened on midnights or in the daytime.
Last time I burned, I called to see if we were out.
So what do you do?
I'm guessing it was the grass fire we discussed last
High
month.
school.
Yeah,
High
it's
school.
straight west of the school, and I drove past it after, and I mean,
There's probably.
he burned a huge chunk of land right there. But the wind was blowing west that day, so it worked out pretty good. The only thing I will say is, concentrated patrol, fourth one up from the bottom there, you'll see it's 71. That number will go down next month as your school resource officer is no longer at the school. So those concentrated patrols are at the school. So that number will fall next month if you guys follow along month to month. I just don't want it to be a shock. It went from 71 to 1 or 2.
So they had that many calls at the school?
So when the deputy goes out to the school during the day, he goes out on a concentrated patrol at that school. That way, if he gets on the radio and yells for help, they don't have to look and see where he's at. It's already up on our trip board that
Okay.
he's at that school, or if he goes to one of the other schools. So it just marks where they're at for us. That way, if there is something come up, they know what school to send everybody else to.
And then the peddlers. We've been having some peddlers in
Yeah.
town too.
It's been like a month or so.
We had one, what's today,
It
Monday?
was Sunday.
Sunday, we had one coming through with pest control.
Yeah,
They were trying to use Ankeny's permit
yeah,
to
they're
come through.
We're fighting that in my town too. Just call them in. If you guys don't issue them permits, call them into us and we'll come.
So how do you
out.
want, you just do the non-emergency?
Yep, 286-3333.
And just like, if you have the car?
If you guys know where the car is, the last time he was hidden up here and he saw me looking for him. I drove around for a while trying to find him. He was on a little electric scooter.
Yeah.
He'd see me
Yeah.
and he was ducking into people's backyards. Like, well, I figured you were out here looking for me. I was like, well, I figured your car was the Utah car out here. So
Okay.
I knew I wasn't going too far from his vehicle. So, but yeah, he was watching it. They know we're looking for him too.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys don't issue permits, just give us a call. We'll come on out of here for sure.
Okay,
I'm good.
there's one, any other questions?
Do we want to talk about our speed limits, will we be changing?
Yeah, I was gonna have him, let the officer be in on, we're going to, implement some traffic situations.
Yeah.
Pipe, or, speed limits, something we might have to stick around.
If we do something in a public hearing, the meeting will be till July 8th.
Yeah, it'll be a minute before we get them up and
Yeah,
I'll contact Kevin.
basically, we're gonna, the gist of it is we're moving the city to 20 miles per hour and do some, no right-hand and left-hand turns at certain times of the day.
Everywhere in town's gonna go down to 20.
Yeah, just make it simple.
For sure.
I'll coordinate with.
Okay, since we've passed that part, let's go right here to, a motion to accept the measure. No,
Just a meeting.
we already did that with consent, now, sorry. Get that one right. Next item on new business is a motion to consider resolution 2026-010. Resolution hiring Reese Tim for evaluation of extending
Thanks, sir.
sanitary sewer from the city of Alleman to the wet wastewater reclamation authority, WRA. Can I have a motion to put it on the table?
I'll make a motion, but we already did that.
We put it on hold because we need to have Forrest go down to the WRA to see if it was even possible. And he came back to the work session last time and said, yes, the WRA will take us, and now we need to just, actually at this regular council meeting, pass this. It was just all the work session where he said they would take us.
See, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, discussion, please.
So back to the number one topic of this whole thing. So we spend this money, do this survey, do all this here, we'll go get the money at. Polk County basically told us that they're not gonna fund it. So say this thing comes back at $35 million, where are we gonna come up with any of it?
None of it. Because we don't have the users, and we don't have the wherewithal to even do $1 million.
Oh, I know.
And so, but this, they will drop the entire issue. If Alleman's not interested, then they're not interested. And, you know, that's where you need to weigh, you know, do we still want to keep a dog in this hunt and keep after them to, you know, come up with a sewer fix in northern Polk County, or not. I know that there's, the discussion is looking about going over to the west and down to the Sailor Interceptor sewer that Polk City's on. And then on what they're looking at the sanitary sewer pipe at the Ankeny.
We know
where all that stuff is.
We know where they're looking.
But I would rather, personally, concentrate our money for engineering services in this study to really look hard at the city of Elkhart and talking to them and work with them if we can, because they have a dog in this fight too. They've got a school system that they belong to, as we do, and I think that money's spent on that study, of which most of that study has already been done to Elkhart. I would rather see us concentrate on working on a 2080 agreement with Elkhart, the school system, Polk County, and us, the four of us, together in northern Polk County, and to solve a problem. And in this, Elkhart has said that if they are interested, and they will have to build another lagoon, a third one, if they had 150 homes hook onto it. I believe that 150 homes is probably equivalent to the amount of sewage that the school system, if they entered into agreement with us.
I thought it was Elkhart get 150 homes.
Morris said no to that.
Is it
He
close?
said, no, they would not build, Elkhart's not gonna build to take on the school. It's
Yeah.
Elkhart's development.
Yeah,
Okay.
Elkhart wants
And we're
150
circling
homes
back
in there.
to, this is
Well, I mean,
the,
I'm just looking at the amount of sewage that would do as the amount of sewage, just compare them.
no.
Anyway,
They
okay.
said it was on
I
Elkhart's
stand-
terms.
Yes.
Yeah,
Their
well,
I
terms.
stand corrected.
5 years down the road, they said they'll be
I
ready.
stand corrected.
Well, 5 years
I'm
will
just-
go by in the blink of an eye.
Just forget about it. I stand corrected.
I,
But still, the fact of the matter is, it's up to you, council, if you want to keep pursuing a solution to a long-term problem that we've had for years and years and years. And it's not gonna get any better. I think that it can only get worse. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna still flush my stool. And, I get to that point where sometimes I don't care, but I do care. Because it's the future of the city. That's just what it is. And if you want to keep a viable city, then you can do that. But there's other things that we can pursue with this also, but it's up to you. So this item is up on the table. I would entertain anybody else's comments.
So are you saying that Polk County won't help us go to Elkhart if we don't do this survey here?
That's what Flora said, we're gonna have a hard time getting grants if we don't do all the options.
No.
You have to study all the options, because that might be cheaper to hook to the WRA than running over there. And if you go to do your grants, they're gonna say, well, why didn't you look at this option?
It could be
Flora sat here
cheaper
and told
going
us
towards
that.
Polk City, too.
Yes.
We won't have no interstate going there.
Build your own, hook over there, go south. What was the fourth one, wasn't there four?
And this is coming out of the water fund?
It would, yeah.
The four was Elkhart, the plant, abandoned plant, the WRA,
And build your own.
and build your own.
Okay, there we go. This is
The
just the
builder is
last,
basically out.
this is the last piece to apply for federal grants, is what this would be.
So those are just like checking the box.
Yeah.
Basically
Formality.
30 days.
I had a thought, and I could be way off base here, but since money is fungible, and we only have so much tax base here, but we do have for all intents and purposes, we're like a college town, and our population increases in the school year, and then there are all kinds of events throughout the summer. This place was packed last week with football camp and state baseball and softball playoffs. I mean, this parking lot was full. License plates from all over the place. And I wondered if it's even possible if we can lobby the state to take that into consideration when they figure out our road use tax share. Because we have the traffic of a town of 12,000 people, but there's 400 of us. There should be, I mean, somebody with some charisma ought to be able to massage the right shoulders and make that make sense.
Well, the one thing about it is
But
they'd have to change the road use tax formula.
Well, not necessarily, because we did all kinds of road use studies when we were studying the speed limits, when we were looking at the stop sign and whatnot. So we have information that shows that we have the traffic of a town of that size. So like I said, it's gonna take somebody with a lot more charisma than me and a lot more knowledge of how that stuff works, but it seems logical to me that it's possible. But that's kind of sidetracked, because we're talking about the future of Alleman and the sewer and development and the whole package. I guess what it comes down to is we have a decision to make. Do we do the most with what we have for the boundary that we currently exist within and be happy with becoming a hole in a donut somewhere down the road like Windsor Heights? And we're just gonna be swallowed up and exist within another entity? Or are we going to make an attempt to rectify 30 years worth of head in the sand and try to be a little bit more progressive and try to control our own destiny and the things that are happening around us? And I guess that's what it boils down to. And if that's what the vote is tonight, to go ahead and put that on the agenda for future, and then I guess my vote would be, yeah, I mean, what do we got to lose? A couple $1,000?
10, probably.
So you're 23.
23.
But it is the last of the surveys you gotta do.
And we either lay down a guy or go down swinging. It's kind of where I really am about it.
No, we didn't need it already, what we want to just finish the thing up. And we spent all this money already, we want to, like I said, we haven't published that. I'll make a motion to go for it.
Okay, discussion, I have a motion, do I have a second? I got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We better take a
Roll call.
yeah,
Roll call.
that way,
Yes.
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 Okay. And then that one, a motion to consider resolution 26-016. It's a resolution fixing date for a public hearing on an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Alleman, Iowa by amending portions of chapter 63 speed regulations.
This is strictly setting a public hearing for July.
First of all, do I have a motion to consider?
consider.
Any discussion, please?
We already have a meeting that night, right?
Yes.
And do the iPhone.
I don't know yet. Take away
Just
two
kidding.
minutes.
So we make
That's
it-
our big family weekend.
We have a second on, do we get a second?
Second. Okay, roll call?
Scott,
Yes.
Jenny,
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Next item on the agenda is a motion to consider taking action on bid from Perfect Cut.
Nope.
No, what am I looking at?
17, 2017.
How did I do that? 20, okay, a motion, 26, okay, 17, resolution fixing a date for public hearing on resolution to be adopted pursuant to the city code 61-0. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second? I'll second. Discussion.
I think it's just to set a date for the hearing, July council meeting.
Hearing from what?
That's the.
It's this term, the no term
Right turn.
that you guys,
Oh, the no.
Yeah, that's what-
During certain hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Right turn only signs.
no right turn.
Enacted as a law.
roll call?
Scott,
Yes.
Jenny,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda that I have is a motion to consider taking action on bid from Perfect Cut, proposal dash 40641. We have a motion,
I'll second it.
we have a second. Discussion?
Was this the agreement for cleaning out all of the,
This was the engineer's recommendation, sent the letter, they failed to meet that.
any updates on failing to meet? Because isn't this the company coming in, we're having them come in and fix?
Yes, we
The
are,
city.
yeah. So the engineer is, the engineer who designed the whole system and also did the site survey to determine what areas needed reseeded is going to be taking over this, and he is in charge of all the scheduling and overseeing the reseeding. And this is what his recommendation was that because of the seeding window, we're actually out of the seeding window now. Technically, there's a certain period of time that we can still be fine, but it needs to be done, and that's what he recommended, so
What was the amount
he
that
just
was
couldn't be here.
withheld?
2,500.
That's what I was thinking too.
Okay. Any other discussion, council?
What's this project total, 2621?
That is, yeah, that is,
Oh,
it's
so,
simply because we didn't give them a tax documentation because it hadn't been set yet, so that will be added.
so,
I say we do it no matter what. These residents wait long enough to get their yard done.
and we're gonna pay them with the retainer, so. Bill,
Okay, we have a motion, I believe. Second. Roll call, please.
Scott,
Yes.
Jenny, Bill,
Yes.
Henry.
yes.
Okay. Any other items that the council would like to bring up?
Yeah, for Jim, I just started working on the new contracts for this year. Contracts for Logan and Sherry, with the new changes we made back a couple months ago. Okay, there. I mean, they're coming up July 1st, if I want to be signing and get them all on. So you'll get a copy of the new changes. Okay.
Anything else?
I've been busy, I haven't been around, so they can't get me coming and going.
Thoughts and prayers with Florence. I know
Yes.
that his mom passed away. So, know that care of everything that she needs every day. And so it's.
Well, that goes in right now.
And that's another, Bill, your mother-in-law's down too. Okay, onward. Do I have a motion to adjourn? I'll make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?